That morning, I was busy taking care of the roses in my garden, unaware of the unexpected events that were about to change my day. As I dug my hands into the soil, examining the roots of the young plants I had just put in, everything felt peaceful and ordinary, just like any other day. Suddenly, I felt a sharp pain shoot through my back. I was completely unprepared for what was about to happen, especially since my step-nephew, Taylor, was there by a strange coincidence. My garden had always been my safe space, my haven, especially after my husband Grant passed away. It was a place where I found comfort and healing for my soul. But on that day, something felt off. At 67, people often remarked on how youthful I looked. There wasn't any secret to it. I simply practiced healthy habits, followed a balanced diet, exercised regularly, and focused on keeping the vibrant woman inside me alive. Still, deep down, I felt a sense of loneliness that weighed heavily on me. Despite my appearance still attracting attention, inside, I battled feelings of emptiness. As I was adjusting one of the saplings, the sudden pain struck me again, nearly forcing me to drop everything I had in my hands. I shut my eyes for a moment, trying to breathe through the discomfort. It didn't help much, as the ache intensified, moving from my shoulder down through my back, making me freeze in place and unable to move. Then, out of the blue, I heard Taylor's concerned voice asking if I was okay. Taylor, at 22, had a strong, athletic build, the kind of looks that could easily grace the cover of a magazine. His blonde hair glistened in the sunlight, and his intense eyes expressed genuine worry. He possessed a natural charm that caught the attention of others, even if he was often unaware of it. At that moment, his youthful energy was directed solely at helping me. "I think something's wrong," I managed to say, indicating the spot where the pain was the worst. "I can't move. Are you ready for a story that dives deep into feelings and reveals hidden truths? If so, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications to be part of this journey." Taylor quickly knelt beside me. "Let me help," he said. When his strong hands touched my shoulders, I felt an unexpected shiver run through me. "I can give you a massage. It usually helps," he offered. I was too exhausted to refuse and willing to try anything to relieve the pain. What surprised me most was the reaction his touch evoked within me as he began to apply gentle pressure to my back. I have to say, I haven't felt this kind of closeness in a long time. His fingers were surprisingly gentle, yet strong, as they worked over my tense muscles. Gradually, the pain lessened, replaced by a warm sensation that spread through me. It felt like the lonely part of me had suddenly come to life. I let out a deep breath, almost saying Taylor's name, but the words got stuck. He didn't respond, just continued to massage my back, making me acutely aware of each touch. In that moment, something began to change inside me, and it both frightened and excited me in ways I didn't expect. Taylor continued to work on my back, steady and purposeful, until he stopped and leaned in closer. "Nora, this is really serious," he said, his tone filled with concern. "We can't take care of this here in the garden. Let's move inside by the fireplace. The warmth will help. I'll get some cream for your back." I hesitated briefly, but the pain pushed me to agree. I nodded, and he helped me to my feet, supporting me carefully. There was something comforting about his strength, a kind of closeness I hadn't experienced in years. Once inside, the crackling fire cast a warm glow around the room, enveloping me in its heat and easing some of my tension. Taylor quickly laid a blanket on the floor and signaled for me to lie down. You need to stretch out your back comfortably, he instructed, his expression serious, yet with a hint of uncertainty. I have some cream that will help loosen those muscles. I lay down, feeling the warmth from the fire soak into my body as Taylor warmed the cream between his hands. When his hands first touched my shoulders, I released a breath I hadn't realized I was holding. Just relax, he said softly. You'll feel better soon. But his touch was doing more than relieving my physical discomfort. It was awakening feelings I thought I had buried deep down. As his fingers glided down my back, my thoughts became a mix of clarity and confusion. Taylor's touch was not only healing, it was reviving something within me. I hesitated for a moment, but the pain urged me to accept his help. He gently grasped my arm and guided me to my feet. Take it slow, be careful, he advised, and as his strong hands wrapped around me, I felt an unexpected sense of security. This young man's caring nature made me feel connected in a way I hadn't experienced in years. As we walked into the house, the flames in the fireplace cast a cozy orange light throughout the room. The soft crackling of the fire and the warm air made me instantly relax. Taylor quickly spread a blanket on the floor and motioned for me to lie down. You need to rest your back in a more comfortable position, he said, his expression serious but softening slightly. I brought some cream, too, he added. It will help soothe those muscles. I lay down and felt the warmth wrap around me, comforting like a gentle hug. Taylor squeezed the cream into his hands, rubbing them together to warm it up before he placed his hands on my shoulder. The first touch made me catch my breath. Just relax, he said softly. You'll feel better soon. With each stroke of his hands, I sensed something shifting within me. His touch didn't just relieve my physical tension, it also stirred up emotions I had tried to forget. As his fingers worked on my back, my thoughts began to settle, yet at the same time, they started to become tangled. Taylor's movements were slow but steady, delving deeper in both a physical and emotional sense. It's no surprise your muscles are so tense, he remarked, his warm voice drawing me in. You're taking on too much, Nora. Between the garden and all the housework, you need to focus on yourself, too. I attempted to explain. The garden is my therapy, Taylor. Without it. But he interrupted gently. You need more than just the garden. You need people in your life who care about you. His words made me feel warmer inside, even more than the fire itself. But at the same time, they filled me with uncertainty. I wasn't entirely sure what he meant, or perhaps I did, but wasn't ready to face it just yet. As his hands moved lower on my back, continuing the massage, I felt the warmth of his touch easing away the tightness, even as it created a new kind of knot of emotions within me. Being so close to him was both comforting and frightening. Taylor, I finally managed to say, my voice trembling, this is really helping. He responded, speaking more slowly this time. I know, but everything will be okay. Just relax, Nora. I felt that his words meant more than just simple encouragement. His presence felt more significant, growing closer with each passing moment. As he continued to apply gentle pressure down my back, I noticed a strange mix of unease creeping in. His warmth was deepening, slow, yet purposeful, and in that moment, my mind became foggy as an internal conflict began to rise. Stay calm, Nora. I found myself struggling to control my emotions as Taylor's warm hands moved closer to my shoulders. My heart raced, torn between the closeness of Taylor and the boundaries I had followed for so long. Inside my mind, a voice cried out, reminding me, "He's your step-nephew, Nora. You shouldn't be doing this." The fire in the room cast a cozy glow, but after a while, it became overwhelmingly hot. My eyes were drawn to Taylor as he wiped the sweat from his forehead. Suddenly, he lifted his shirt, revealing his muscular, sun-kissed body, which seemed to shine in the firelight like a work of art. That moment was hard to explain. I hadn't felt such closeness with anyone in years. "This heat from the fire is too intense," he said casually, dropping his shirt onto the floor, but the seriousness of his gaze made me feel frozen in place. "Nora, you're getting warm too," he remarked softly but firmly. "You'll feel even hotter if you keep that shirt on. Let me help you." I hesitated, my throat tight with uncertainty. Part of me wanted to resist, but the heat and pressure in the room became overwhelming. Slowly, I nodded in agreement. Taylor knelt beside me, reaching for the hem of my shirt. His warm hands on my skin sent a shiver through me. Not cold, but a different kind of warmth as he carefully pulled my shirt up, working it around my hair before setting it aside. The air between us thickened, and his eyes lingered on me for a moment before he looked away. Yet, I could feel the turmoil his gaze stirred within me. "Nora," Taylor said, his voice softer, "do you feel better now?" I replied hesitantly, my voice shaky, unable to hide the storm brewing inside me. It wasn't just the heat. It was Taylor's presence that wrapped around me like a warm blanket. "Come on," he said, extending his hand. "Let's sit on the couch. You look uncomfortable here." As I took his hand, a spark of electricity surged through me, an unfamiliar feeling. When he helped me to my feet, his strong arms steadied me, and I began to feel my fears melt away. Once we reached the couch, he gently sat me down and took his place beside me, ensuring there was some space between us. Yet, even with distance, the tension remained palpable. There was an unspoken connection that felt impossible to describe. I tried to keep from getting lost in his gaze, struggling against the whirlwind of emotions inside me. One thing was clear. It was hard to ignore the heaviness of our feelings that night. As the fire crackled softly, a deep silence enveloped us. My heart raced in my chest, almost loud enough for me to hear it. Taylor was sitting beside me, and his presence was both thrilling and calming. Just being close to him stirred a mix of nerves and comfort within me. When I turned to look at him, our eyes locked. There was something in his gaze. Maybe it was curiosity, or perhaps something even more profound. It was impossible to ignore the way he looked at me, a blend of intensity and gentleness that felt electric. In that moment, time seemed to freeze. Then, Taylor reached out for my hand. When our fingers brushed, a shiver coursed through me. He didn't say a word, yet the silence spoke volumes. His gaze drifted to my lips for a moment, and suddenly, everything changed. He leaned in slowly, so close that I could feel the warmth of his breath on my skin. The usual confusion inside me faded away. There was no right or wrong anymore, just the connection between us. I leaned in slightly, and when our lips touched, it felt like the universe paused. The first kiss was gentle and tentative, soon evolving into something deeper and more passionate. His warmth and the sensation of our lips brought me into a whole new world, where my past loneliness and fears seemed to blend with the moment. This kiss wasn't just a simple act. It was the release of years' worth of hidden feelings, suppressed dreams, and a bond I hadn't realized existed. As the kiss deepened, his hands brushed my cheeks, while I held onto his shoulders, feeling the warmth radiating from him. After what felt like an eternity, we finally pulled away at the same time. Our breaths were uneven, but the connection between us felt stronger than ever, and I wasn't sure if words were even necessary. One thing was certain: our relationship had changed forever. I realized I was breathless, my heart pounding as I looked into Taylor's eyes. I saw a mix of questions and deep longing there. In that moment, my mind quieted, and it felt like my heart and body were in charge of my choices. With a shaky voice, I uttered the words that had been building inside me. Yes, I want you. The moment I said it, something within me shifted. The loneliness and fears I had carried for so long seemed to vanish. All that mattered was being with him, right here and now. Taylor's expression briefly showed surprise, but then a slow smile spread across his face, reflecting the warmth I felt. "I want you too, Nora," he replied softly, yet firmly. "I've been holding back, but I can't anymore. I want you. I want to be with you." His words washed over me like a wave, filling me with happiness. Taylor gently cupped my face in his hands, leaning in closer without any hesitation. We both understood what we wanted, and when our lips met again, the intensity of that moment spoke more than words could express. This was a significant turning point for me. Taylor's presence, his warmth, and his sincere words provided comfort, easing my fears. I didn't want to stop. I let myself embrace my feelings fully. As we lay together, tangled beneath a thin sheet, I felt breathless. I glanced at the ceiling, noticing our clothes carelessly strewn across the floor. The night felt like a dream, surreal and wonderful. Taylor turned to me, still wearing that captivating smile. He gently caressed my cheek, his thumb brushing over my lips. "Nora," he said softly, "I wouldn't trade this moment for anything." I looked back at him, waves of mixed emotions washing over me. Filled with gratitude, I replied, "Thank you, Taylor. I haven't felt this connected in so long. You're so young, handsome, and it means a lot to me." I let my sincerity show in my eyes, and Taylor's smile widened, revealing his charm. "Nora, do you know how beautiful you are?" he asked. "And I don't just mean your looks. Being with you is different. Your warmth and kindness make me feel better about myself." I was captivated by his words and touch, and I wanted to remember this night forever. "I needed you, Taylor," I admitted, "and you were here. I couldn't ask for more." Taylor smiled slightly, stroking the edge of the sheets. "I'll be here often, Nora. Whenever you need me, I'll come just to share these moments with you." His voice was filled with determination and sincerity. In that instant, it felt like a new chapter was opening for me. The loneliness and burdens of the past began to fade away. With Taylor beside me, I felt a deep sense of trust and peace. I closed my eyes, took a deep breath, and moved a bit closer to him. This night was just the beginning of a new journey, and knowing I wasn't alone anymore meant everything to me. I hope you enjoyed my story. It truly was an exciting adventure, and I'm thrilled to share it with you. If you're interested in hearing more stories like this, please subscribe. Turning on notifications will let you know right away when a new episode is released. Your likes and comments are incredibly meaningful to me. They motivate me to write more. Thank you for your support.